The next camping trip is going to be to the Hoosier National Forest. Getting a little bit of stuff set up here in the kitchen. This is some beautiful weather. Well, the Amish neighbors are hauling the trailer full of, those are benches that they use for church. Everybody takes turns having church every other Sunday. So if it's your Sunday, you got to go get all the benches in the big white bench wagon. Beautiful mid-September day here, and I believe in the Hoosier National Forest it's going to be great weather as well. So the mighty Super Tenere is getting configured for camping. I'm going to try some dispersed camping. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. As usual, I am overpacking. I haven't gone camping enough. I haven't done enough of these trips to really get to where things are optimized very well. So I'm still trying. One thing I'm doing though, I had a lot of rain on a couple of trips, and man, things just got wet. So I got this waterproof bag here. So that's a dry bag, and what I do is I put all this stuff that's in the tank bag in that lime dry bag. So that'll keep everything dry when we get rain. And then I picked up these guys. These are 10-liter dry bags. They're pretty heavy duty. What's that say? Earth Pack. It's just off Amazon. So those fit really well in the panniers. So I'll be deciding what to stuff in there. Probably just clothes and things I don't want getting wet, like batteries and cameras and things like that. They did come with these funky little cell phone holders, so I can put a cell phone in one of these. I'll probably put a wallet in the other one, and because I had my wallet in my coat jacket pocket and the darn thing got wet. So I need better weather protection. This is my Hawk gear, and the Hawk gear does okay in light rain, but man, when the rain got heavy, that gear just got soaked. So I will be wearing frog togs. In the event of rain, I'll be wearing frog togs on top of that Hawk gear. Ryan F9 had recommended this stuff, Muck Off. When you order it, it comes from Australia, so it took a little while to get here, but it's eco-friendly. But I sprayed the Hawk gear with the Muck Off. So, it's not going to make them waterproof, but it'll make them better than they were anyway. But man, when the rain is really bad, that's my little roll of these are frog togs. I think it's like $29 for the jacket and like $29 or $39 for the pants, but it truly is waterproof. And yeah, you look like a big, plum, big blueberry if you're wearing this stuff. But by golly, it keeps you dry. And when it's bad, when the rain is real bad, you don't care what you look like, you just want to be dry. So I'll be keeping that stuff. This is a bag full of inner liner for the jacket. I don't expect it to get real cold, but it will get cold at night, down in the 40s Fahrenheit. The Jesse luggage is ready to be used. The only thing I know for sure I'm putting in there is plates and forks and whatnot. So I'm going to be figuring out how to pack that guy. And this one, I'm still messing with this single burner propane, and it's big and it's awkward and it's not really the right way to do it. I have way too many cooking options. I've got a firebox. I've got one of those Spirit stove dealy bobs. I still haven't really honed in on what I want to do for cooking. So that's part of my overpacking, is I take too much stuff. I mean, I've got this guy here. So this is it's all wrapped up now. Here's my custom, duct tape and cardboard wrapping. But this is one of those fire grates. And I've used it once or twice just around home here, and the thing works really nice. It's just nice to have a little mini grate, that folds up nice, and then you can put it over a campfire and cook something over the flames. So that's, I don't know, You know, it's one of those things, how often will it get used? I guess we'll see. You know, when you're really out there, it depends on the kind of traveling you're doing. If you're really just moving cross country, you don't want to mess around setting all this stuff up. You just want to keep going. So, but this is going to be a leisurely, I'll be doing dispersed camping, so it'll be primitive. And so I'm just going to take my time and enjoy this nice fall weather. So these are new. I just got these. So my crash bars are from a company called Happy Trails in Boise, Idaho, where we used to live in Boise, Idaho. So I thought that was neat that when I got this bike, when I finally looked these crash bars up, I found out they're from Happy Trails. So, you know, they're just good crash bars. I don't know if they're how they compare with everybody else under the sun, Alt-Rider and Touratech and Jivi and all that, but there they are. One thing they have is you can get these, they call them horn bags. So this is a horn bag, and it just Velcros on, you know, to this part of the crash bar. And what you can do is you can put a bunch of heavy stuff, right, that you don't have to worry about waterproof. It's not a waterproof bag. And, you know, so tools are in there, and I don't know, what else have I got in there? I've got, I think I got a propane bottle in one of these, which may or may not be a great idea. So stuff that I was storing back in the Jivi, or I'm sorry, what did I say? Jessie. The Jessie luggage. The Jessie panniers, what I was storing, so a lot of the stuff I was storing in there, I've been able to move up into these bags up here. So yeah, you know, they poke out the sides and make the thing look even wider than ever before. But hey, I love having just a little extra storage for some stuff like that. Tire repair kit and whatnot can be put in there, and what that does is opens up a ton more room in the panniers. Costco had a pretty good deal on these walking sticks, and I've seen people use these to, you know, set up a shade tarp, you know, over their tent, you know, like a porch or something. And I don't really know how to do that except from what I've seen on YouTube. So I don't know. I got these things. That's as small as they get, so I don't know if they're really going to be worth dragging along. But you know, when it does get hot and you wish you had a tarp for shade and you don't have a tree nearby or something, it does make quite a difference to be able to get yourself covered. So we'll see. Maybe I'll take them, maybe not. And of course I got my big old tripod for doing camera work. So that goes down fairly small. By the time everything is strapped on top of this gigantic 75-liter AquaQuest dry bag, it you know, it doesn't look as big compared to the bag. This down quilt is worth its weight in gold. Down puffy blanket. These things are super effective at keeping you warm. This is probably some overpacking, but it's a Costco 2-person hammock. I don't know if I care for sleep. I've slept in it a couple times, and I'll bring it along because it's not very big, but you know, another overpacking item that I probably don't, you know, if you don't use it, why bring it, right? And this is my self-inflating. Now, it doesn't have a very high R factor, but man, is it comfortable. This thing on my cot, I use a cot, and putting that cushioned mattress dealy bob on the cot makes a big difference. And this is just one of those sleeping bag liners, and man, it really does work. They say that, you know, you get it like what, another 10 or 20 degrees of insulation if you put one of those inside a bag, a sleeping bag. So I take that, and sometimes you just put it over the top of you, right? But you know, this guy combined with the puffy blanket, man, in moderate weather at all, that's really all you need. You almost don't need. And that's my footprint tarp. It's getting pretty beat up, but I put that under the tent. And this is the GSI. It's the little folding aluminum table. I love that thing. I really like that. I saw somebody use it on YouTube, so I got one, and it's fantastic. Just have a little table, and it doesn't take much room. This is I got this at Costco too. We'll get it out later on. But this is a chair, and it's pretty good size, and it's a little bigger than the $28 chair I got from Walmart, my Ozark Trails chair. This one's a little bigger, but this one's got a headrest. And the last time I was out, I really noticed that, you know, for an old man sitting around the campfire, having a way to rest your head is a big deal. So this has a little bit more height and has a head pillow, you know, built in, velcros on. So I'll be giving that a try. And I will just tell you, if you're an old fart and, you know, it's just tough getting down on the ground and, you know, sleeping, this is that's a cot, and that's all the bigger it is. I mean, it holds up pretty small, and it makes a huge difference in comfort. So, you know, the cot and then this, you know, inflatable mattress dealy bob that goes on it, those two things together, unbelievable how comfortable that is. You combine that with the chair, and, you know, hey, it makes camping possible for me. Am I an old man? Yes, I am. Am I going to find ways to make camping comfortable? Yes, I am. I mean, hey, the nice thing about, here's the nice thing. That bike back there, that's a Yamaha Super Tenere, right? 1200 XT. That bike is a tractor, and it easily hauls all this stuff. I mean, I took all this stuff with me on a big trip, 4,000 miles across country, and wow, you know, no problems at all. Now, would you want to use it on some kind of, you know, single track trail of you know, insanity? No, of course not. But I don't do that. And along with working great is the this is a $58 4-man Coleman tent. It's unbelievable. And the thing, there's so much room in this thing. What is it? Oh, what's the dimensions on it? Yeah, it's a 9x7 tent. I mean, is it that big? Not really. I mean, I can haul it around with all this other stuff. And I'll tell you what, you can get all your gear, you know, all your gear fits inside this guy with my cot on one side and all my gear. Everything fits great. And I don't know how waterproof it is. I haven't really tested it in heavy rain, but it's been in some light rain, and it doesn't leak. It does fine. $58. I mean, a real quote unquote real motorcycle camping tent is like $600 or more. $600. I mean, I could buy 10 of these things for that price. So who cares if this thing, you know, falls apart? You don't want it to fall apart when you're using it, but, you know, I've used it a lot, and it's been holding up. So I don't know, how are you going to justify spending $600 when you can spend $60 and it works just fine? So, you know, like I say, if I ever did a BDR or something, then yeah, I'd have to seriously reconsider, you know, what I'm doing, the bike I'm taking and the stuff I'm taking. But for what I'm doing this weekend, this is really nice. And this is the 75-liter AquaQuest dry bag, and it has been in some very severe high winds and torrential rains. I don't know if you watched one of my other YouTubes, you'd see the kind of weather that I was going through, and nothing in this bag got wet. I mean, it works, and I didn't even have it. You know, you're supposed to put these top pieces together, you know, and then, you know, fold it over like 3 or 4 times, and I think I only had it maybe folded over twice because I've overpacked. Everything stayed dry. So it's a big old bag, but it just sits up on top, and we'll see it when I get everything loaded, but it just sits up on top of the, you know, the panniers just fine. And pretty much all this stuff, you know, will fit in there. So that I've been very happy with. If I was going to do all this a lot more, sure, you know, maybe I'd buy the giant loop and all the expensive Musco Moto and everything else that's out there. But, you know, so far I haven't gone out enough times to justify that much expense, so this is going to do for now. Mocha pot, can't live without it. Extremely ungainly and difficult to pack, but that morning coffee is non-negotiable. And I've got these two guys, so, you know, 2 liters of water. I won't have access to water, I don't believe, where I'm going, so I definitely have these guys. And then I've got a couple more of these that I'm freezing that'll go in my my ice cooler pack. There they are. Man, I hope they freeze before I need to take off. They're not really getting there, are they? I may have to just put some ice in. This guy I've been using. So it's an insulated bag. You know, they say it's waterproof, and it is, except for along the zipper, it's not. So, you know, when it's laying down, it leaks out the zipper. But it is waterproof down in here, and it's insulated. So I'll put ice, or put those bottles with you know, ice frozen in them in here, and then whatever food I have. And I don't usually fill this whole thing up, but I think it's meant for beer cans. But that'll be taking all the perishables, which basically is just hot dogs. Somebody made cookies. I better just grab a few of these. Look what I found rooting around in the freezer. Hamburger patties, pre-frozen hamburger patties. Wow. Well, there you go. There's dinner right there, my friends. Check this out. One whole onion. You say onion, big deal. That's an onion from the Sweetie's garden. That's a fresh onion. Oh man, I'm taking the whole thing. I'll just eat that like an apple. What else we got here? Look at that. Pepper. I'm taking a pepper. Just loading this little box full, and it'll go in there. I mean, isn't about half the fun? Maybe even 60% of the fun may be getting the food ready. The mighty load is loaded. We'll get her outside and take a little test drive around the driveway. I mean, yeah, there's a lot there, but it makes a nice little backrest. Let's give her a test drive. Well, I do feel the weight. I feel the weight, but it'll be okay. I need to stiffen up the suspension though. I didn't put it in stiff mode. I don't know if I can do that. Unless it's on the center stand. Well, can you see that? I put it in 2 riders plus luggage. That's the stiffest it'll go. I'll give that a try. I think that'll be okay. I've got it on soft also. Put it on standard. Okay. Just need to get the riding gear on, kiss the Sweetie goodbye, and hit the road.
To be free, to be out of mind. Just some wine and a thin line. The open road and an old